Welcome to the AEW-some podcast, Raggedy Bitches. We are not like other wrestling podcasts, in part because women are on this podcast. We are covering the pay-per-view of AEW, which was Full Gear, and it was good. Today, we have Darcy the Mail Girl. You know Darcy. Johnny fucking Taylor. Say
That's
hi.
me. Hey,
Yeah,
how are
that's
you?
you.
It's good to be
Yes.
here.
So we were all at the live show, right?
We were there.
Yes.
So now my first question is who saw all the dark matches? Because I only saw one.
I didn't get there that early.
I did watch the Kingston match.
Hey, that
Um,
was the
yeah,
first one. And
I watched it
so
later. I didn't see it live. I watched it after.
oh, okay. But so in short, Eddie Kingston defeated Jay Lethal to retain the ROH World Championship. And I didn't see it, so I can't really comment.
We don't have to. Let's just get to the meat of it.
I mean,
It
yeah,
was
okay.
it was a good match.
And
All the
Jay
things you'd
Lethal had
expect.
that belt for so long that he's got a beef like, hey, dude, that's my belt. I get it.
Right. And a good promo by Kingston after. It was
Ooh.
solid.
He's
Always.
he's good on the mic. He really is.
Solid for sure.
So what about Darcy, your favorite, Claudio versus Buddy Matthews? I was here for that, and the chants for We Want Mommy were my favorite part.
We want mommy?
Yeah, because Buddy Matthews is dating Rhea Ripley at the WWE, and at the WWE, she's a mommy. And so, like, you know, it was a little reverse sexism. Like, haha, we know your girlfriend better than you.
I did hear some of that. It's all blurring. I went to so many matches last week, but I did hear some Rhea Ripley shit when I saw his actual on air match. But I missed this one. Thank God, because I would have been fucking pissed about Claudio.
Ah! Yeah, I mean, you would have been pissed about Claudio because he did win. Mommy's boy did not win. Johnny, did you see this one?
No, I didn't, but I did read. So I guess they might be teasing Buddy Matthews to Blackpool Combat Club a little bit, and
Yeah.
in some of the iteration. I guess Claudio wanted to shake his hand, but he like considered it, and then he like stormed off like a scorned lover.
Good. You made the right choice there.
The AEW crowd really cares about sportsmanship. They want sportsmanship. They want the handshakes and the hugs, which I dig that about the audience.
I agree with you.
Sportsmanship.
Gotta get
But
what?
you guys were there for the MJF Samoa Joe versus the Guns, right?
We got there, yeah.
And I feel like Samoa Joe is trying to kill the ROH belts. Like he dropped one and now he's coming for the tags. And that's why he wants in it so bad. And, you know, of course, MJF and Samoa Joe won because, you know, power.
Well, agent provocateur from Samoa Joe, maybe he's trying to kill Ring of Honor from the inside.
That's what I think. I think he's like, fuck these belts. And we talked about belt inflation before, you know, too many belts. Maybe it's Samoa Joe's going to be the belt killer, which I kind of like. I think he could do that.
I don't know that Ring of Honor is the one to start with,
Fair.
though.
Yeah, less belts is good. So
And I guess, what, Switchblade Jay White, like, showed up and fucked around a bit, like, at the end.
he
There was
fucked it up.
some storytelling.
Yeah, I mean, Jay White. It seemed like Jay. This has been happening the last like probably 10 weeks. Uh, if you see one, you see everybody. If like one person's involved in this like great bit, somebody else shows up. But yeah, this is where I mean they had the schmaz where you know the guns kind of came out there and just beat the shit out of MJF, which
Yes.
I mean,
And the whole point was, like, to injure him, right? And ruin
right,
his match later.
And they did, bringing in Adam Cole and having the whole devastating announcement that the MJF match wasn't happening, but that Adam Cole was stepping in. What a turn of events, man.
It was Not expected. It was not what I expected.
Expected by anyone. Even Adam Cole just being there, I didn't expect. And for him, like he's gonna fight and he's still all crippled and shit. Like, fuck, that's amazing.
But before we had time to be, like, fully disappointed and cranky, then they gave us, the Patriarchy, Christian with Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne, and then Sting Darby Allin, and then fucking Ric Flair? Ric Flair? That was when I stopped, like, taking pictures and was just paying attention.
Aw. It was a fucking hell of a match, that's for sure.
I
Yeah.
mean, yes, Johnny, what were you gonna say?
You guys had such a great view,
Oh,
because
yeah,
Ric Flair was right there,
he
like
was. I
full
told
on Ric Flair drip,
We
just
had
walking right in front of y'all.
Where were you? What was your view like?
We were like, we had great seats, but we were on the first level, not on the floor, about 8 rows back. So we had really good seats, but we had a great view. Like we could see every single thing you guys were doing. So we were watching the matches, and then we were watching you guys react to it. And my friend was like, "Oh wow, they really like this one," and so I really
We did really like this one.
Yes, I'm all about crushing the patriarchy. I like Sting and Darby Allin and of course fucking Ric Flair. Christian punched Ric Flair in the dick and it looked like it hurt Christian.
yeah.
Aw.
It hurt. I think it hurt everybody because he put a little stank on it too. He kind of got up there and left it there for a minute. I'm like, man, if he was, he's gonna, I
You
mean,
had such
Ric Flair might come. Uh,
I mean, we would have been there for it too, so close.
I
Ric
feel
Chris
like
might
we
have
would
got,
have
Chris might have
noticed.
got some.
I mean, Flair bleeds orange, so I can only imagine all his fluids are orange.
Oh my
But
god, just a fat keto cum shot right there.
oh, but before we had a chance to like fully enjoy the win, they reminded us like you will never see Sting wrestle in California again. People of
Right.
California.
I hope that's not true, but we were all, "Thank you, Sting. Thank you, Sting."
Yes.
It was like
Yes.
such a sweet,
Oh,
like, tears, like, "God, my makeup's gonna be a mess now" moment.
I mean, it was. It was I don't believe it. I refuse to believe it.
I
That's
refuse to
all.
do it too, but just in case, we have to accept the possibility and appreciate while he's there. So I don't wanna believe it, but just in case, thank you, Sting.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Sting. Oh. I
I
mean,
know
he
yeah,
was close though. I got to see Sting and Flair like a foot from me. Like it
what
was
an awesome moment.
awesome. I
that is
never I never dreamed.
that is what I was gonna say, you had the sweetest comment, like, you were just so fangirling out to, like, be there with them together. It was just I love
Darcy, don't tell people I fangirl.
you can
Uh,
there's no shame in that.
You're right. There isn't. There isn't. So yeah, Jay White gets and Adam Cole are gonna like do the main event. They're like, it doesn't matter. Very Gorilla Monsoon. But then we get Orange Cassidy and John Paquette, also Moxley, for the international championship. And that was a good one. I thought that was a good fight. And I like how Mox was like mocking Orange Cassidy. There were times he's like bleeding from his face and he's doing those pathetic little like wah 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 kicks. And I was like, yes, that's how I feel about it.
So are you still
man.
not an Orange Cassidy fan?
No, I wanted Mox to win in that one,
But you
Mr.
still
Paquette.
I know you like Mox better, but you were kind of shit talking Orange a little bit. Do you
I
respect
will continue to shit talk Orange Cassidy. Like his
him?
whole gimmick is like, I don't put effort in. like
And yet
I came here to see men do flips.
he does still do flips. He just kind of casually does them. Whatever, man. I flipped. It's okay.
He
It's
could do
no
better flips if they were more serious.
maybe,
I
but
mean,
imagine we wouldn't be able to handle that much awesome from him.
I would.
you
I
know,
could handle it.
y- if you're like a critique uh, of Orange Cassidy not being serious, this was the one. Like this is a perfect example of him being serious in a match. Which like the vicious headbutts, he gave him, I don't know, 30 real quick ones. Uh, I thought Orange definitely like showed like a little bit more of a serious element to his character, which I think is good. You know, to show kind of that
He
that he's not a one trick pony. Uh, I thought that if even the biggest you you know haters of Orange Cassidy about his like character and his style, this was one where like he really kind of laid it out there and a lot of hard hitting shit in this match. I thought it was very, very good. And kudos to Moxley, man. He made Orange Cassidy look like $1 million towards the end of that match, which was awesome. So
You can always tell who's doing all the work, and it's not the guy with his hands in his pockets.
I disagree, man. I think they're putting in equal work there.
Well, agree to disagree. Beautiful women
I
are allowed to do that.
but I'm gonna work on you every fucking week until you realize the brilliance of Orange, and I'm gonna get him on the show so that you can talk to him in person and realize the brilliance of Orange.
Okay, I mean, I like Juice. I
Dude.
do like to see him bleed. That's the thing. Remember, even when I'm critiquing someone, I enjoy watching them get their ass kicked.
I mean, he
mm,
gets so red right away, and he gets his like serious look on his face, and takes off his little fucking armband shit. Like he gets serious sometimes. He just
What if
doesn't
he started serious? What if he showed up to work in a suit?
do that one time when they did the talk about global warming or something. We can't handle that from him.
oh, he's for
I
the
will say
kids.
also during a live show, you can really see the size discrepancy between Orange Cassidy and pretty much whoever. Because Moxley's probably a pretty, I mean, I wouldn't say average, but he's like 6 foot, 6'1" kind of dude, and Orange looks so much smaller than him. Like Moxley looks huge compared to Orange Cassidy when you watch him
You
live.
know, maybe that's one of the reasons I also don't really like Orange. I like the guys that look like they've been drinking gorilla blood. I like the guys who are like so hulked out that I'm like, I am here for this circus. This is the circus I'm here for, you know?
You're
Okay,
a size
we're
queen. We get
size queen.
Oh, Darcy called it. Yeah, speaking of, let's talk about Tony Storm and Haku Ashida for the Women's World Championship. That match was fucking awesome, despite some wardrobe malfunctions, which we can discuss. But great match.
Oh man, really
I
good.
mean, what would you expect from these two? Like they're fucking amazing.
I love that Storm is fully embracing that character and just going with it. Like flowers, everything. She's like skipping around the ring like a little girl. But okay, the butt plate though, we got to talk about it.
Mm, I'm
Could you
here
Johnny,
explain
for
could
it.
your point of view, Johnny? The
I
butt.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, and so I was watching the matches with a person that does not watch a lot of wrestling, and the commentary from her was she couldn't stop talking about Tony Storm's butt, uh, and I'm like, yeah, it's she even uses it. You know, you'll probably see it later on. She does the hip attack, sweet cheeks music, as RJ City likes to call it, and so perfect way, like accentuate, your assets. Put a frying pan on your ass. You know, when in, when in doubt, put a saucer in your butt and win, dude. I think Tony Storm is a fucking straight up legend. Like, I love everything she's doing. I'm so glad they did the right thing and put her over. And
you
she
predicted
looks
it.
great. Yeah, she looks great. Her character work. I will say right now, in all of wrestling, I think nobody knows their character more than Tony Storm knows her character. She is in it. She lives it. It affects how she wrestles in the ring. Everything she does is in character. Uh,
Her whole
fuck it,
life is in black and white, like the beginning of Wizard of Oz.
is. It is. And I love that they recognize how much she is in that character, and they've done every single thing they can to just lean into it. And I don't know. And she is such a fucking legend herself, and just an amazing match. One of my favorite matches, definitely my favorite match of the early portion of the night. And to be honest, so
I
It
was
was a
glad
Oh,
it's
go
like
ahead.
like I was that was such an anticipated match that like it was so early.
And you had timeless written on your chest.
I did. Like to Instagram if you want to see those pics. But yeah, I had sky blue eyeshadow and timeless on my chest for the women's matches.
I'm glad you supported both the women because, you know, they're worth it. Like, I loved it. So next was like my favorite, one of my favorite matches because we have the tag team championships, big cast, Ricky Starks, FTR, House of Black, and some lucha guys. And everybody kind of starts like going to the bathroom until Aleister Black grabs a ladder. And then people are like, oh, that's happening now. And everybody sat back down. At least that was in our section.
Save it for
Yeah.
money.
So I have to admit, we after Tony Storm's match, we chose that time to go get drinks.
Ah!
Like, a lot of
So
people are doing that.
so we were getting drinks, trying to get lit, and I hear FTR's music come on.
Oh, shit.
I was so sad.
Oh,
I
Ah!
no.
Yeah, and
Just the whole
she's like,
thing.
"What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry. This is just my favorite tag team of all time."
Aw.
Oh, did
Uh,
you get there in time to watch them, like, die in the ladders?
we watched the match. We got back to the seat, but it's funny explaining to somebody that doesn't have any emotional investment to the product. I'm like, I don't think you understand. Like, I do want whiskey, but at the same time, like, I'm missing.
You go get the whiskey. I'll be watching.
Right, right,
Yeah, you
right.
need a drink simp. Like, I had a drink simp
Yeah,
at the
and
show.
I like that she had a drink simp because then I also had a drink simp, which I need. From now on, when I'm at AEW show solo, if any drink simps would like to bring me drinks,
Yeah,
please
tweet
let
at Darcy.
the second I
And
sit down, I'm in my seat for the whole night 'cause I can't miss. I don't want to miss a thing. So I don't pee. I don't go get water. I don't go anything. And that's a commitment, man. Especially during a pay per view. I'm just like dying by the end. So thank you, simp.
That
yeah,
is
not
a
a lot.
commitment. In jail, they have to bring you water, Darcy.
I mean, it's like what 5 hours I can last.
Yeah, not a lot of drink sips in the 10th row. We
Well, I mean
That's right.
that match was so good. It was tense. We had like lucha butterfingers. We had so many crashes into the ladders. There were like 5 times I turned to Darcy and was like, "That guy's dead." He wasn't dead, but at the end, I think Cash Wheeler really did break his leg at the very end where
Oh,
he
he did get
crashes onto that ladder, and he looked really fucking dead.
It looked gnarly.
Do we have
Oh,
an
look,
update on that? Is he okay?
I
I
have
don't
not
know.
heard anything. I have, and I keep an ear to the ground, and I've heard nothing of like a serious
Alright,
injury.
well, hopefully he's okay then.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy, was Ricky Starks over as fuck,
Dude,
dude.
he's
That,
over everywhere. It's
And
insane.
Big Bill, which is explaining why they retained. It was like
So happy. I was so not expecting that because honestly, they kind of have felt like a tag team just thrown together. But I like them both, so it's fucking fine. I'll take it. But I kind of thought they would, use this time to be like, okay, they had their moment. Let's move on. But they didn't. I was so excited. I fucking popped so hard when they won. Yay.
I am a size queen and I love Big Bill because he's big. But my favorite was the night before, there were dudes in my section yelling, Large William! Large William! And I don't know why, but it cracked me up.
El Grande William. Yeah, he. I'll say Ricky Stark and Big Bill. That shows you kind of how big of a star Ricky Starks is becoming, because Big Bill's got a rub off of being on a team with Ricky Starks, which is awesome.
Which
And
is
Ricky Starks, the swaggiest rope walk of all time. You talk about a person that was literally getting off on what a reaction he was getting. He got up on the to walk the ropes. I was like, this dude he's just doing it. He could have done it with his eyes closed. He's just like fucking dancing up there. I'm like, this
true.
motherfucker's on one right
Us
now.
was his pose. Just
He was. Oh
Yes.
yeah, I busted it out. I'm like, this
with
motherfucker's
so
hot
much
as
pride.
fire right
In
now.
opportune times, like you should just keep going. But you know what? Whatever. Yay.
Well, and the crowd was so hot, man. And I know wrestlers feed off that energy from the crowd. And like it felt like magic and it smelled like a county fair. It was perfect. Everybody was like really giving it everything. And so, like, speaking of giving it everything, next we got Chris Statlander, Julia Hart, and Sky Blue. Julia Hart in like the best girl Undertaker outfit. Everyone looked pretty. Everyone looked pretty, but I like Julia Hart the best, and of course, she did really, really well. But
Uh,
Good night. Good night.
she's come so far, and I'm so happy that she she has the belt now. Fuck yeah, you know what I mean? Like, what a journey for her.
Yes. Did you guys hear the ref has a booty chant?
No.
I didn't hear it. I missed it.
That has a booty?
Yeah, there was a section kind of behind us and like to the right, and I just heard it like 5 times, like, "Ref has booty." And there were like 4 impressive booties in the ring, so I can't blame the audience for showing their appreciation.
So, okay, here's a pet peeve of mine. The women are beautiful, 0 doubt, but when we
Of
talk
course.
about guys matches, we aren't comparing booties, we aren't talking about their bodies like that. Like, I don't like that when people talk about the women's matches that it seems like it's natural to go there. Like, they're out there, like, beating each other's asses, doing it just as hard as the men. Yeah, they look hot, but so do the dudes. So, like, either pick, like, let's discuss the dudes' bodies or let's not discuss
I
women bodies. You
I
know what I mean?
fully agree with you, Darcy, and I feel this way about horror movies. If you're gonna show tits, show dong. Make it equal.
That's
And
all I'm ever asking for is equality. So it's like, I will never like, yes, lovely asses, ladies. Thank you very much.
well,
Love
I have
women.
things to say about bodies once we get to the Swerve Strickland match.
Well, I feel like mostly from the crowd and stuff, like, I hear just people talking about, like, just you hear, like, Robin, who was on our show the other day, just very much appreciated that point of view because there were a lot of people being kind of macho men, only making comments about the bodies for the women,
We
and
can say sexist. It's okay.
yes, they were making sexist comments about the women, and she appreciated that I, like, calmed that down, and we started
Mhm.
praising their ability, and, like, she wrote the nicest thing today, like, she's inspired to work out and be a badass woman herself and shit like
Yes.
that's what it's fucking about, you know what I mean? Yeah, they look great in bikinis, good for them, but they're also kicking ass, man, so, like, that's much more important, so that's my little platform stance. Sorry to be too serious, but, like, it is just, like, a lot of people go as soon as the women come out, that's what they start talking about, and that kinda just bothers me, so
No, that's a real thing, and I'm glad you brought that up because there are some indie shows that I stopped going to because the crowd would start screaming for tits, and I'm like, "Well, I don't wanna be in this crowd full of dudes screaming for tits. Now I
I
feel
hear
unsafe."
I hear that at AEW-some, not too much, but in certain crowds I'll hear it, and definitely ass chants and blah blah blah. And it's fine, but I think it belittles all the work they put in. Look at Julia Hart. She's fucking gorgeous, yes, but look at her fucking in-ring fucking ability now. Look at
Yes.
how much work she's put into it. That is what fucking matters.
And all the women in the ring were so strong. Like, I love that they can all pick each other up. They can all rack each other. They can all throw each other. Like, they're all strong ass women. And so I totally agree with you, Darcy. But that's why we're going to start talking more about the men's booties and like gaffs or lack thereof.
I
I'll
appreciate that. As long as it's
I
equal.
feel I feel like I should say I totally agree. This LA crowd in particular had definite WWF 1998 Attitude Era energy at times because I was hearing a lot of it as well, around me. And don't get me wrong, like Sky Blue's out there, I'm like, she got cakes.
Definitely has
But
cakes, but more than that.
right, but also when Will Hobbs goes out there, every single time I'm like, that guy's probably got a monster cock. You know what I mean? I'm always thinking that in my head. I
Okay,
I'm
cannot
literally
see it.
looking every time to
that's
see.
the problem because probably you don't actually see it. You see cakes on display.
That is true.
If Will wants to come out with his dick all out there, then please feel free to chant, "Show me the cock" or whatever he would like to do.
Ah, well, and
I'm looking every time.
for those of you that don't know, often in wrestling, as in dancing, men will wear a thing called a gaff, which is designed to kind of push the dick and balls like kind of down and in to make it look nice and flat, like a Ken doll. It's very desexualized. And some wrestling organizations require that, like you have to wear a gaff. But certain people, like John Cena, it's rumored he won't wear a gaff, and that's why he always wears like big shorts.
We saw non-gas this time for sure. We were
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So we had
I'm always looking.
a big announcement, which was fucking Will Osprey. Do you guys know Will Osprey? I know him from his time at New Japan with Ricochet, which was amazing, amazing.
well,
Go
I
on.
saw them fight Jericho in London. Like
Oh fuck yeah, that's right.
that was an amazing
Yeah.
match. I knew of him before that, but yeah, I've seen him wrestle a couple times in AEW. I think he's come in a few times, just like a one-off. But that was
Yeah, I
like
forgot that he had been a one off.
I I would consider myself a Will Ospreay mark.
Really?
I'm a huge Will Ospreay guy.
He's really
Uh,
good.
so I was especially stoked when the announcement came. I know a
Yeah.
lot of people. There's a lot of rumors happening, uh, but I was throwing up the W right when I heard it. I jumped up to my feet.
Love
Uh, per-
that.
first person I was with, like, joined in the excitement, throwing up. It was like a Weezer concert to her. She was like, "Oh, we're throwing W's up in the air." I'm like, "Let's
Aw.
go." Um, yeah, I love Will Ospreay, and and I was telling the person I was with, here's the thing, like a widespread audience that AEW has. Will Ospreay is one of the most talented human beings on the planet at professional wrestling. Uh, and I love the fact that every week millions of people are going to see what he can offer. And huge get for AEW signing him to a multi-year deal. Uh, More than anything, it keeps him away from the competition. In
Yes.
general. It's
I was worried about that. I know that they were courting him, so I'm
Yeah,
glad that he made the right choice.
Yes,
he's the most
another
talented wrestler.
roving samurai signed to the kingdom of AEW.
Yeah,
Yeah,
big get, and I'm so stoked. I mean, that guy's going to be a multi-time world champion. Just watch it happen.
fucking
So
sure.
I was a little sad at the tease and deny. Like, they showed me Ronda Rousey, and then I got to watch her fight the night before, and then they showed me Will Ospreay, and he was like, "I'll come back to fight later," and I was like,
yeah,
"Ah."
Bro,
no,
classic
can't
bro.
come right now, bruv. I got business to take care of, bruv.
I know, right? But
Whatever. I like hearing the talk. It's great.
yeah, I can't focus on what we didn't have because then we got my personally favorite match of the evening. Spoiler alert, but the death match: Swerve Strickland, Adam Page, Prince Nana. I mean, shades of ECW. So much blood. It went from smelling like a county fair to like blood in the air. It was so good. It was so
When
good.
you pointed that out, I was like, fuck, it does smell like blood. It was fucking everywhere.
I mean,
That one
puddles of blood. I saw squirting blood. It was incredible.
dude, I cannot erase the image of when he drank, when Hangman
Oh
drank
yeah.
it and just like fountained
Triple
it out
Triple
or
H
like
shit.
yes,
Oh yeah,
that
cinder
felt
blocks, uh,
amazing.
barbed wire, and then ultimately Swerve hung Hangman Adam Page with a chain. And what's more cowboy shit than getting your ass hung?
Mhm.
True.
It was, yeah. I mean, I don't really have words to say other than it was. I've watched a lot of hardcore wrestling. This is the best hardcore wrestling match that's ever been on like a wide audience. Like
Yeah,
this
not
is like
CZW. Yeah, on
the
the
best.
air, like everywhere.
This is the best hardcore match. It's one of the best ones I've ever seen. It's absolutely a master class in what a hardcore wrestling match should be. I mean, I don't know if people. I think most people did, but people around me, I was like, I wanted to just look at them and be like, "You're watching one of the greatest hardcore matches of all time." Like it was. There's not. I'm not going to say anything better for the rest of the year. It was so fucking good on every level. The story was so strong going into it that
Yes.
every single fucking moment had purpose.
Yes.
And I'm like, this is exactly what professional wrestling. This is why I love it. This is like why it's in my heart to watch
Yes.
pro wrestling
God, same so
And
is
hard.
the storytelling.
Every fucking match
yes.
from Hangman, which is usually he's like such a little country gentleman, that this brought out the fucking total just badass in him. And it was for his kid, man. Like it's
For his kid.
noble fucking thing. So it justified every bit of the brutality and just such a fucking amazing way. What a fucking great story to start to finish. Amazing fucking match.
I
And
was tearing up. I was
it was like a
literally tearing up
dance.
watching it.
That one
Which
was like a dance, back and forth, always back and forth. You could never tell who was on top, who was getting stapled, who was stapling their face. Eventually, Swerve is like, fuck it, I'm just gonna staple myself and beat the shit out of you.
fuck
So,
went nuts and started stapling his own self. Like, fuck, dude.
if you guys didn't see it, I actually took that match and I set it to some classical music because it delighted me so. And that's in your email waiting for you if you haven't watched it yet.
but I haven't watched it, but I can post it on my YouTube if you want.
Yeah, you're allowed to, but I did steal stuff, so, you know.
I won't.
I don't. It might push the limits of fair use, but it is.
Oh,
It
yeah,
is
that's true.
definitely.
I'll
Yeah,
post
you'll
it on
take
Twitter.
take a look, take a look.
It's an
But
experience for sure.
it was so hard to follow that match. I thought, "How are you gonna follow this match?" And
Yes,
then
I
and
was
then they gave us Oh, go ahead.
I was sad because I knew that, Jericho Omega was coming up. I'm like, "Shit, man, they're not gonna be able to follow this shit."
But
But
they did!
yes!
Like, I swear those guys bled almost as much as Swerve Strickland. So we had Golden Jets, Jericho and Kenny Omega versus the middle-aged Bucks, who you guys know I don't like. My favorite chant, Nick is balding. That one was strong to our right. So audience members to the right, I appreciate you.
I didn't join into that because it's mean, but I did fuck the Bucks. Fuck the
Oh
Bucks.
yeah, fuck the Bucks. Fuck the Bucks. And Jericho took them both at once. He was like, "Fuck it. I don't even need Kenny Omega." And then, there was that moment where Kenny Omega was like, "Should I betray Jericho, audience of LA?" And that was the biggest pop of the night. The audience was like, "Fuck no!" Everyone's screaming, "No!"
And the person, oh Lord, like just the people beside us, sorry. Like get into this.
And then like Jericho bled a shit ton, like everywhere. He bled on everyone.
He got 10 stitches in his fucking arm, and not like that was
Ah.
the only place he was bleeding. He was bleeding everywhere, man.
Yeah, Kenny Omega more like Kenny Beta in this match, if you ask my opinion.
I thought Kenny looked great. Uh,
Mm.
dude, let me say, uh, this was my only, and I love the match. I thought the match was great. I would have put something else other than this right after Swerve and Hangman if I was booking the show, uh, because you have a 35-minute like long orgasm. You know what I mean? And uh, I just think they deserved to have a little bit more of a break in the action.
So I see your point, and they considered that, but what they ultimately decided was that pretty much in all their pay-per-views, the last 3 matches are considered one big main event. So
Right.
yeah, you gave us a big fucking screaming orgasm, then you built it slowly back up. You started off slow, it's nice, like, "Okay, this feels good, but there's no way you can get me back up there again." They built it, built it, built it until you fucking did. And that's amazing. It's such a pussy way out to give you like a filler match in between buffer shit. We don't need that. Just keep it fucking going all the way straight through. And they did. And I wasn't bored for a second. I didn't feel let down for a second. It was fucking amazing. Just different. Like by the end of their match, like I'd pretty much the Hangman match was gone, which I would have thought I was traumatized for the rest of the night by that one. But they did such a good job just doing their own thing, just pure fucking wrestling. That is just it worked.
I
So
totally
Also,
agree. Long orgasm. Like it just kept
yeah,
going. You didn't
yeah,
have any time to come down from the previous
exactly.
match.
I felt like I did want a drink after
I
Quick,
the Hangman Swerve match, so I'm like, I can't get my drink now.
that's
Uh,
true.
so that was one
You
moment where I
need
was
a
like,
Sin Donnie. Get yourself
I needed a popcorn match, just for my own personal
okay.
self.
I don't get why people don't like. Why aren't people walking through the stand selling this shit? Like, please do that at
Right?
arenas. Please.
Yeah.
I've
If I'm gonna,
sell cotton candy walking around.
agree. It's a bigger problem with Kia Forum, which I liked. I liked the forum, but yeah, why wasn't there like a roving water, beer, candy, popcorn person like the
Own the
old days?
we need
I needed somebody that was like the Jameson man, walking around. And here's the thing. I mean, if I'm at a Kings Lakers game, I know somebody's gonna be around to fucking toss me a cold one at some point. I would have loved that
yeah.
at that point.
I hope they start
But
doing that. That's my biggest thing. I'm like looking, please, someone's walking around with water right here.
Yeah, sealed
also,
bottles of water only, gentlemen.
yeah, before we move on, I do want to say that Kenny Omega teasing that he's going to hit Jericho with the V trigger and then hitting Nick Jackson with the V trigger. Ooh, one of the coolest moments of the whole night, in my opinion. I thought it was so well done because he had everybody in that fucking arena thinking he was gonna hit Chris
You
Jericho would not be
did.
Jericho.
I was so sad. I was screaming, "No, Kenny," at the top of my lungs, just
The
crying.
crowd was screaming no, that like everyone. I did not see one person that was like, "Yeah, go for it." Like, no.
Yeah, it was one of those moments where I'm like, again, oh, this is why I love pro wrestling. Like the suspension of like, uh, wait, those are his friends. Those are his best friends. You know, he's gonna turn on Jericho right here, and he didn't. And yeah, I mean, fuck. You say what you will about the Bucks. Some people don't like Omega. Uh, some people don't like Jericho.
What?
Those are four fucking legends
Yes,
of pro wrestling and a fucking banger tag team match. And I'm telling you right now, drink it in, appreciate it, uh, because at some point you're not going to be able to see it, you know, and they're right there in front of you. So fucking appreciate the fact that you're watching four of the best ever to do it. You know, Young Bucks. I've never been a huge fan of the Bucks, but boy, you know, you can't dismiss what they've accomplished. They're so fucking good still, and it was just a fucking awesome match. And another, you know, so many matches on Full Gear, and I got caught up in the live event of it, you know, in and of itself, but so many reminders of how why I love this and why I've loved it. It's been a through line in my whole life to love pro wrestling. So
aw,
many reminders of it. So it was fucking awesome, and
that's
I'm
so
super
cool.
stoked.
And another reminder of the privilege of getting to see like certain people wrestle, certain legends wrestle. I saw Jericho wrestle back in Oakland at a Raw. I was front row Raw in like 2016. But if anything, he's better and stronger now. It's like dad is back and he's like terrifying. He can take two dudes at once. So it was super enjoyable. And I was like, okay, let's look at all of these like wrestling greats I got to see tonight. But maybe on their way to becoming wrestling greats, it seemed like MJF stole his ambulance. Oh,
Wasn't
yes.
that it was so fun to see the Bucks so pissed off.
Oh,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
they were fucking mad.
Dear
They kept
Lord, it was great.
yeah, they kept saying, "Is this what you wanted?" And everybody said, "No."
Yeah, when they were beaten up, it's like, "This is what you want." We're like, "No, fuck,
No.
not what we
Yeah.
want."
The audience as of one voice because the audience is also a player in the play. There's
I
no
thought
wrestling without us.
they fully
super.
expected to be like the hometown favorite and shit, and they were not. They
Oh
were
no, no. You know, I want to reject them from California. They have had their Cali citizenship revoked for being so fucking uncool.
And come on, you're from Rancho Cucamonga. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's barely California. Come on.
Come on, man. Anybody
all
that's
right.
been to Rancho Cucamonga knows.
Yeah, I have been, and it's a one Safeway town or Vaughn's,
Yeah,
whatever they have down there.
exactly.
But can we talk about MJF stealing an ambulance? They don't just give them to you.
I mean, he had to come back and help Adam, man. He was that
Suspension.
friendship,
Yeah.
sportsmanship.
I mean, so he comes back, and I guess he must have had a great doctor because his knee was like better, but not great. And then so it's like Jay White, MJF, and Adam Cole in crutches. And he only got half his legs waxed. I don't know if you noticed that, but he had one hairy leg and one like not hairy leg.
MJF?
Yeah.
No, I did not notice that. Could it have been with his injury related?
Oh,
Just
sure. Maybe the doctors had to shave his leg. I never
there you
thought
go.
about that. Yeah. I don't know, MJF is still like barely staying alive. He's like my knee and
But
there are ass boys like I so much.
I
I
to me,
go
this was
ahead.
more of the letdown match. You know, I would have even put this before for the Golden Jets because this is more the a silly theatrical one, which is fun if you're into the storyline, but not everyone is. You know, I thought it was fun, but I wasn't as thoroughly invested in screaming my ass off as I was before.
The crowd was tired and so was MJF. The knee injury, whether it's kayfabe or real, means that there's a lot of resting.
Yeah,
True.
and I didn't talk about it at the top of the show, but the whole idea of Adam Cole replacing MJF. in this match, I was just like, what the fuck is happening here? And like, and I wasn't alone. Like, I could tell, like, at the back of everybody's mind in the arena, they were like, surely Adam Cole's not wrestling fucking Jay White
I
for
feel
this
like we
title.
we all said that. We looked at each other and said,
Like,
"What?
uh,
Okay."
so, so when
Well,
the
and he
announcement,
could throw in the towel for some reason. Like he had a towel and was like threatening with the towel. Like, I'm going to throw it in. Why?
they were doing the tease, the jealousy tease that he's like, I'm so envious that I'm going to cost him this belt right here. And Jay White, people forget, Adam Cole in the original storyline brought Jay White from New Japan to be his tag team partner
Oh, I did.
way back in the first Forbidden Door. So there is that long term storytelling tease
Wow.
where it's like,
I
oh,
had
maybe.
forgotten about that.
And Jay White even, I mean, Jay White tried to remind people a couple of times during the build where he's like, my old friend Adam Cole, you know what I mean? And
But we don't really listen to Jay White, so like,
Ah, facts. Facts.
dang. But so, I got the tease, but they're keeping the Adam Cole and MJF train rolling for now. And commendable because Adam Cole getting hurt at the worst possible time when
I
that
know.
storyline was fucking white hot. It was the biggest storyline in AEW by far for 3 months straight, um, and they're trying to bleed it out. I think until Adam Cole's healthy enough to go. Is it going to be able to last? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't know how soon
Oh,
I'll be back, but it's the storyline's getting dry without Adam Cole being able to kind of participate in the ring. So uh, they need to
It's
figure.
curious to where they're going to write it. Like, okay, now where? And I'm looking forward to seeing where. I just hope it's somewhere like exciting, maybe with magic powers. MJF
Who's the
did
devil? I'm still thinking,
MJF
who's the
with their
devil the whole time?
I want it to be Jake Manning because I know he works there and I like Man Scout. Like, I've just seen him wrestle everywhere. And so I'm like, please let it be Jake Manning.
I feel like if it
Oh,
was, everybody'd be like, "Mm, okay."
yeah,
Right, I'm the only one that likes Man Scout,
It was
right? The evil Boy Scout leader.
You'd be like,
that
"Okay."
that that's that reveal would go over like a Led Zeppelin. It would be just like,
Ah,
oh, yeah, what's
Put
is
the
that the
mask back
bird
on.
on fire?
ah.
Right, right. I liked it better when it was mysterious.
Yes. It has to
Okay,
be huge after this fucking tease, man.
it's true. But so that they have left to pay off. They have some loose threads for us to follow. So they're like, I know we've written ourselves into a corner here, but what about the devil? Huh? Huh?
Right,
It's
and
true.
then it was Samoa Joe the whole time.
Oh,
They'd
It's
be like, wow, they must have got a weird body double for him. Like,
because I'm trying to remember, do they only show him from here out, the devil?
yes.
So maybe
Yes.
no, dude, in the very first reveal, the devil, when they like kind of pan to the devil, he looks like Mikhail Baryshnikov. I'm like, there's
okay.
no way,
Probably
there's
not
no
Jim.
way that's Samoa Joe. That is not Samoa Joe.
I
Yeah, they
mean,
might be tricking us with a stand-in.
Punk's
I
still
think so.
teasing that it's him. That would be fucking cool.
It would
Oh,
be.
biggest pop of all time if it was
I would
CM
love
Punk.
it. And how
Get ready.
That's
so
you give the people CM Punk, you take him away. You give the people CM Punk, you take him away. That's how you keep the people addicted to you, like a junkie of some kind. Yeah,
CM Punk.
Mistress Harley. But awards, we have to do awards because that
Great.
was the end of the show. It was such an incredible show. There was so much blood. I'm pretty sure I breathed in the blood of several men. Um,
So I realized last night we forgot, without Johnny's help, we forgot to rate the show.
I
So we
realized that after too.
just assume it was 5 stars yesterday, whatever.
And so,
What are we rating Full Gear?
Puddles of blood.
Puddles of blood,
ooh,
baby.
puddles of blood. How many puddles of blood? I like it.
5 fucking puddles of blood from me. It was amazing. I loved it. Maybe my favorite pay-per-view, definitely up there for sure.
I agree. I got Sting, I got Ric Flair, I got Jericho, I got Swerve. Like, yeah, 5 puddles of blood.
I also gave it 5 puddles of blood. Uh, I also want to say I want to give yesterday's or the episode that posted today. I also want to give that 5 stars. I thought the fucking show was fantastic. I loved it. I when I was laid over, I missed my flight last night. I was laid over, and I was like, I wonder if it's in the stream yard, and sure enough, it was. So I got the exclusive first peek, and I watched it. Great job, super fun show. I
Yay.
was
Yeah,
sad.
Yay.
I
we're
was
stuck
sad. I was no
that
sad. I
bubble.
wasn't a part of it, but at the same time, I really loved the all ladies edition. I thought it was really cool.
I love Robin. I definitely want her back. She's so excited about wrestling now, and she's just a true virgin newbie. She knew nothing. Like
It was
literally, like
awesome.
I told you, she didn't even know Jericho was a wrestler. She didn't know what wrestling was. So like it's amazing to see it from her point of view and her enthusiasm. So yes,
She was
love
so sweet. She was so
So
sweet.
many,
She was like,
so
Jericho should
many,
be a musician professionally. Yes.
so many. Yeah, that was of all the podcasts that we put out under the Awesome Pod banner. That had the most that's adorable moments.
Aw.
Because Robin had so many. Like she was a true noob, and it was so cool. Like hearing it from that perspective. Like
agree. We got to
'cause
get her
she was
back.
really taking it in. So great job, you guys. I thought it was.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, but back on track.
Yeah.
Awards.
Wait, the ghost
Wait.
gave it 5
Okay.
total from the ghost.
I know. I can't believe we
Yeah,
didn't even let Ghost talk yesterday. Oh, rookie mistake.
the
I do
ghost.
not
The
hear the
ghost did
ghosts.
take
I
it.
only hear the living.
I hear the ghost. I should have been listening.
I got the ghost on speed dial.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
So,
5 stars all around. Amazing.
but Ric Flair Best Dressed Award.
Okay, let's start there. Oh fuck! Everybody had their fucking A game outfits on this time. Harley, you start.
Tony Storm. Classic. Beautiful. Like Muscles Monroe. So hot.
Yeah, Tony Storm, undoubtedly. I thought she looked stunning.
Aw. I don't have particular notes on this one because I was too busy screaming, so I'll just go with Toni Storm because I do remember she looked amazing, but like in old Hollywood glam sort of way, like very, very theatrical, and I appreciate that. Which means 2 nights in a row she got her best dressed award. That's amazing.
And that might be our first consensus on the podcast, which is exciting for an award altogether. Favorite match.
I know you kept changing your best dress too. You're like, oh no, that might be that.
I
That might be that.
every time someone would come out, I'd be like, "Well, their outfit. Oh my
I
god, well, their outfit." Yeah.
his outfit was like, I don't like giving him compliments necessarily, but his outfit was very killer.
It was. No, everyone was best dressed. But favorite match.
Oh wait, we have to say it properly.
Okay.
The well, actually, that's last. So next is the
Pick of the week, John Holmes.
there you go, John Holmes, Dick of the Week award. So who? But it was Dick of the Night because we're just doing pay per view. So who's the biggest dick of the pay per view? Fuck off! It's Swerve Strickland. Go.
Co-nomination the Bucks.
Also
Uh,
fair. I'll take it.
I'm actually gonna go with the Guns.
Really?
Yeah, they first off they tried to ruin the main event by beating up MJF in the very first fucking card.
Ooh. Oh,
That's
wow.
true.
I'm like, you motherfuckers. So the whole time I'm like, they're gonna give us crippled ass Adam Cole versus, and it's all because the Guns punk little asses. Uh, you know, they should get the fuck out of here, you fucking dweebs. So I was angry at them for 2.5 straight hours. Leading
Wow,
up to
that is such a
leading up
good
to the main
point.
event.
They are dicks,
So
but
huge,
I do
huge
agree.
goes
I'm
to
not saying
the
it's Swerve
Guns.
though, but those are all good dicks. Very good.
Speaking of Swerve, I bet that guy's got a good dick. That's the content you don't get on other wrestling podcasts.
Okay then, who is the Dewey Riley Hero of the Week award? Or night? I gotta go Hangman. I know it's so obvious, but like he was fighting for his kid, and he brought it and like times a
And he
million.
lost. He fucking lost.
But
Yeah,
he's
and
a hero for trying. He died a hero. Like I'm not.
he died a hero. I mean,
Yeah.
Darcy, I love you, but Swerve bled the most, which means like he
Hero.
he bled for my pleasure and my entertainment and, like, and
He
also his
bled
body.
because Hangman made him bleed. Because he's such a hero, not only is he protecting his child, but he wanted us to have entertainment. Ergo, it's Hangman Adam Page. Was Swerve out there? Did he introduce the stapler? No, he didn't. That was all Hangman.
No, but Swerve was mad crazy enough to start stapling himself. He went Joker crazy. Like, he's about to release laughing gas into the crowd. I love that shit.
All right, Johnny, who you got for hero?
Hero of the week, Konam, Sting,
Oh,
Sting.
for wrestling his last match in California, and Sting's kid for hopping the rail and going up and hugging his dad, which I thought was
Oh.
like an amazing moment. And it was again another thing. I was very emotional at this pay per view.
and
But
it was
yeah, I was like,
very skinny. It was crazy.
yeah, it was heartwarming, and Sting's a fucking legend. And the fact that I got to see his last match in California live
Maybe.
meant quite a lot to me. So
Oh,
it
glad
was
you guys
awesome.
were there for it.
Oh, me
Okay,
too. I'm stoked.
now we can go. Freddy versus Jason match or showdown of the night.
Swerve and Hangman. Like,
No doubt.
blood.
Man,
No doubt about it.
Texas death
1,000%.
match for the fucking win, man. That was so good.
One of one of the greatest wrestling matches I've ever been in attendance to watch. It was absolutely fantastic.
The time that Hangman took the cinder block to the back and the cinder block didn't break,
Oh,
I
that
was like,
oh, he
that
fell he fell on it.
well, the whole crowd just lost it. Holy
Yeah,
shit, like, that's so real. No one could tell me that landing on a cinder block in the small of your back isn't fucking real.
So
yeah,
that's
and
when they used the cinder block and it did go, it just exploded everywhere. Like that was fucking amazing too.
Oh, yeah,
Like
like a dust cloud of cinder block?
just fuck that
yeah,
cinder block out.
yeah. When the whole crowd realized that that cinder block wasn't gimmicked, uh, huge moment,
Real.
huge moment.
So do we have any other awards?
Nope, that's it. We did it.
I
We
want to
So far, I
remind
was like, how many awards do we have? That's
yes,
I mean, it could be like
but
belts and we just have a million. You wanna
we
add the
could, we could, we'll have
we
to
can make a whole
combine.
show. Make the whole show just awards.
TNT Women's Champion Award is
Yes. But I want to remind our listeners that AEW is one of the few wrestling promotions that still makes physical media like DVDs. You can request those DVDs at your local library and watch those DVDs and also provide them to your local populace, which is nice. What are you guys promoting?
Uh, Diana, do you want to you go first? Let me think about this.
I just have to keep plugging away for the December 15th Christmas charity auction episode of The Last Drive-In on Shutter and AMC Plus. Coming
Awesome.
up before you
Uh,
know.
I will. Okay, I remembered what I'm doing. Cool.
Are you going back to
Um,
Appleton?
Not going to go to Appleton. I got some feedback uh, from some Appleton people that said that they loved my set and was so stoked when they came and they were like, "Let me get a picture. I love the awesome pod." And
Aw,
then we shed on their town.
oh,
Uh,
no.
I
Those are
uh, I had to direct message them and say I'm going to send them some merch. They were
aw, good
sad.
for you.
They were sad. So people of Appleton, you're all very nice.
Aw, see, I
And,
love Appleton.
and I do want to say the people of Appleton are so nice that I just think they deserve to live in a better fucking place than
Aw,
Ah,
that's not bad.
Appleton. That's all I'm trying to say. Move to Milwaukee. It's 2 hours south. Just go.
Aw,
Um, Anywho, I am going to be at San Francisco Punchline with Greg Fitzsimmons, uh, November 30th, December 1st, and December 2nd. We got 5 chances. Greg Fitzsimmons, one of the greatest comics working today, and also I am. So come see me. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
excellent. Hooray.
Yes, come out. And also, all my shit is online. You can watch my last special on Tubi. It's very good. Watch it.
What's it called, Johnny?
It's called Bumming with the Devil, and I'm very proud of it. It's very good. And also on Spotify, I mean, you can listen to my first record, Tangled Up in Plaid. It's out there, and it's another one. I don't like that one as much, but people still tell me it's their favorite thing of mine. So they
Well,
have no taste, those people. But anyway, it
you're
is
just
still pretty
shitting on all your fans, Johnny. You're much like
good.
Harley. Like
He's
me and
learning from me. If you
I,
want to listen to my deeply offensive music, it is also on Spotify, TikTok, Instagram. I am Mistress Harley, the author of The Scam Book for Guys Who Love to Lose, an instant scam available on Amazon, along with other books and shit. You can Google me. Namaste AEW, right?
well, namaste
namaste,
EW.
Namaste.
namaste, EW.
Stay.
Namaste EW.
Fight forever.